Alexander the Great, a man who, by the age of 25, had conquered lands from Greece to Egypt and even to the borders of India. A young king who swore to take over the world, and almost did. Before the world knew him as Alexander the Great, he was just a boy from Macedonia, a kingdom not even known by many. But legend has it that at the age of 12, Alexander tamed a wild horse no one else could control. He named that horse Bucephalus, a companion who would ride with him into every battle until the end. Alexander's childhood may have seemed ordinary, but there was nothing ordinary about his ambition. He was shaped by two forces: his father, King Philip II of Macedonia, and his mentor, the great philosopher Aristotle. Aristotle taught him not only about philosophy and science, but about the power of stories. The young prince became obsessed with tales of warriors and gods, and most importantly, with the Iliad, Homer's epic of war and glory. It's said that Aristotle's teachings ignited Alexander's ambition to not just conquer lands, but to leave a legacy written into the annals of history. At just 20 years old, Alexander ascended the throne after his father's assassination, his first order of business, to continue his father's dream of expanding the Macedonian Empire. But Alexander wasn't satisfied with merely continuing. He wanted more. Over the next 12 years, Alexander and his army would travel over 12,000 miles, conquering territories that no one had thought possible. From Egypt, where he founded the city of Alexandria, to Persia, and even to the edges of India, where the mighty King Porus awaited him. Alexander's ambition seemed unstoppable. His victories were swift and decisive, and his name spread across the known world. The boy king from Macedonia was now the ruler of the largest empire in history, but greatness always comes at a cost. As Alexander pushed further into India, something began to change. His once unstoppable army had grown weary. 3 long years in foreign lands, endless battles, and the harsh conditions of war had taken their toll. Whispers of rebellion began to rise among his men. To make matters worse, a mysterious rumor spread through the ranks. Word came that Alexander had died in battle. Panic swept through his camp. Though the rumor proved false, the damage was done. Alexander was alive, but he had been severely wounded, and his army, already at its breaking point, could no longer push forward. Alexander had no choice but to turn back. The empire he had built began to slip through his fingers as his troops marched home. By 323 BC, Alexander returned to Babylon, modern-day Iraq, where his reign and his life would come to a sudden and mysterious end. Historians still debate the cause of his death. Was it an infection, malaria, or simply the weight of his own guilt for not conquering India? Whatever the cause, at just 32 years old, Alexander the Great was dead. His empire, once vast and mighty, crumbled within years of his passing. The conqueror of the world, who had built an empire unlike any other, now lay still, having achieved so much, yet unable to hold on to it. Before his death, Alexander made one last unusual request. He asked that his hands be left open at his funeral, so that all who saw him would know that the great Alexander, conqueror of the known world, left it empty-handed. It's a powerful lesson, one that echoes through history. No matter how great our achievements, no matter the power or wealth we amass, in the end, it's not what we take with us, it's the legacy we leave behind. Alexander the Great was more than just a warrior. He was a visionary, a dreamer, and a reminder that history's greatest figures were still human. So, what legacy will you leave? If you enjoyed this journey through history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the past that shape our world today. And remember, greatness isn't about what you conquer, it's about what you give.